Hello, my name is Sabrina from Inglés con Kilian, and today I want to talk about how to convert your regular English to business English. So we're going to give you some advice for that and some ways to do it. Let's get started. The first thing I suggest is using less phrasal verbs. Generally in English, phrasal verbs are the more colloquial way to say something. There is always a better word or a more proper word to say it. What happens is that we use phrasal verbs a lot in daily life, so you do need to know them. But often in business English, if you're in formal situations like meetings or writing emails, it's better to put the proper verb than the phrasal verb, especially if it's a more formal situation. It's not wrong to use phrasal verbs, of course not, but it does make your English more formal. Examples could be, did you get my email? It's more formal to say, did you receive my email? I got a promotion. It's more formal to say, I achieved a promotion. Things like that. Using colloquial expressions is generally not a good idea in business English because number one, maybe someone doesn't understand you, and number two, because we're all working so internationally at the minute, and the second thing is that it sounds less formal. It sounds like you're having casual conversation on the street rather than a serious business meeting, for example. Probably the second most important thing on this list would be to use good grammar. Obviously, I'm an English teacher, so this is important for me. But I'm not talking about making mistakes. That's different. If you make mistakes when you're speaking fast and things, that's different. But I'm talking about using bad grammar as a way of talking. It's important that you try to speak properly because it shows more respect. If you use bad grammar just because you really don't want to make the effort to use good grammar, it's different. So just try to be careful with the grammar. Try not to shorten your words. In written form, it's important, for example, if you're writing reports or more formal emails, that you don't use contractions. And in spoken form, it's better to say, for example, I'm going to rather than I'm gonna. For example, I want to, things like that. Try not to shorten your words. This advice is also good, number one, for being more respectful in more formal situations, but also because nowadays we're working in a more international way. And for example, if you have an excellent level of English, but maybe a colleague or a partner in another place doesn't, they may not understand colloquialisms or shorter words or phrasal verbs. So it's another reason to be careful with your language. And the most important thing is kind of obvious, but I thought I would mention it, is not to use swear words. So it's something that I do in my private life a little bit too much, but when I'm teaching, I try not to. So yeah, in more formal situations, try not to use swear words. There's always a good alternative, like, oh, sugar, oh dear, or something like that, not the swear words. Okay, so let's move on. Why it's more important to speak more formally in business? There are quite a few reasons. The main ones here are you look more professional. It's like dressing well. If you dress better, you look more professional. You take your work seriously if you're speaking well. You're showing respect for your colleagues. It's especially important if you're with your managers or people that are in higher levels to you in your work. It's a clearer way of speaking as well. It's more understandable. If you're speaking more clearly, using words that everyone understands and not using colloquialisms, everybody is understanding each other, which is really important in business, that everybody understands what's happening. And also when you are writing emails, reports and that, it's important. Obviously, if you are writing the same emails to your colleagues every day, it's not so important. You have a closer relationship usually. But yeah, on a professional level, it's important to try to write more formally and speak more formally. Okay, so ways that you can listen to or that you can learn more formal or more business English are the following. The news. The news is very formal. So you could try to get English speaking newspapers online and reading more academic papers or research papers that are related maybe to your area or to business in general. Or non-fiction texts, like non-fiction books, for example, they usually use more formal English. So you will learn how to speak more formally by doing that or write more formally. Newspapers, articles, blogs, things that are dealing with current events and business topics in your area. And as we said before, non-fiction books, more academic books. And instead of, for example, watching an American gangster movie, you could watch documentaries from more formal English speakers. For example, David Attenborough, most beautiful English, you know. So if you listen to someone like David Attenborough doing the nature programs, you will learn very nice, very formal English. Okay. Those are just some ideas. So let's check what we were talking about. These are, I know my face is in the way a little bit here. So these are words, half of them are formal and half of them are informal. So we're going to put them into two groups, formal and informal. So if you like here, you could, we're cheating a little. If you like here, you could stop the video, write the words that are in the formal list and write the words that are in the other side, which is the informal list, and then come back and we will play this and you will have your answers, okay? So more formal words are sir, improvise, standardize, perform, relax, have to, and no. So the more informal versions of these words. For sir, for example, would be dude. Dude is very informal, quite American. It's not really used so much in the UK or in Ireland, for example, or in other English-speaking countries. So it's very informal. Another way to say improvise could be make it up. So we're improvising as we go along, or we are making it up as we go along. So one is a word and one is a phrasal verb. These words are not wrong. Make it up is actually okay, but it's just that improvise is not a phrasal verb and make it up is, for example. To standardize something is to make it the same. So standardize could be a word to use in that case. To perform or carry out. Carry out is a phrasal verb. Again, it's not wrong. It's just a little less formal. To relax or chill out. Chill out is a colloquialism. It's a quite relaxed way to speak. So relax could be better in this situation. How ironic is that? Have to or gotta. Gotta would be very colloquial, very relaxed way of speaking, and have to is better. And then another way to say no is nope, which I use quite often myself, but it's not so formal. So from that informal list, let me just mention that make it up, make it the same, carry out, these are okay. The other ones are very informal. I wouldn't use them in more formal situations like dude, chill out, gotta, or nope. So those are just some examples. I hope that was helpful. Just to let you know that on our website, Inglés con Kilian, you will find a course that we have at the moment. It's all online. You do it by yourself. Called Meetings in English. We run through a lot of different situations there in meetings that you need if you are working, if you are a professional who needs English. And we give you some strategies as well on how to deal with different situations, like cultural differences, how to say things better, and things like that. So go check it out if it's interesting for you. Hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.